Good morning. Good morning. The puppies are happy. Thankfulness. Thankfulness and small victories. Thankfulness and small victories. Yeah. Very thankful. Very thankful. A lot of stuff has been going on. Very thankful. We went from 0 water to there's 5, just under, there's probably 525 in there, and then a 325 has probably got 300 in it, right? Filled up the cistern, cleaned out all the containers, have water to wash clothes and take showers and all those miraculous things when you go, you turn a knob and water comes flowing out. Amazing. It's amazing, Remy, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Come on, go guys. Yeah. We had rain after when the roofer was supposed to show up. It never showed up. So lesson. Gotta do stuff myself more. Hey, move. Relying to pay other people is one of those things that just is not working out in this day and age. Went through a bunch of paint. Almost saw did. Look at all that paint. So I'll show you what she's been doing. Now this is gonna look kind of weird on the floor, but she did it so it didn't look so tracky. Look at this. So it's got a sandy finish on the bottom, and then she covered it with some of the stain that we're using. So it has a weird look. It almost looks like watercolors. I don't know if it's paint mix, not drying, all that kind of good stuff. But we found that more tan color she did the sides with, and then white for the top, which is cool. That's all nice. It's got a gritty stuff on it now, so it will so it's more traction. We're gonna use the bug out trailer as our primary booth, if you will, for Sukkot. We're bringing our Russian tent and that kind of stuff with the stove and all that, but wanted to really put the effort into the trailer this year. So that's the thing, because it was chock full packed for evac stuff for fires, which I've been a proponent of the bug out trailer concept for quite some time. Matter of fact, my smaller one, single axle, is at a brother-in-law's place quite some ways away from here. Layers, right? And in depth and breadth. So those are things to think about. So what are you thankful for? Why do you think I say, thank you and welcome? Count your blessings, man. I mean, that's not smoke, that's fog. Amen. That's not smoke, that's fog. And look at that. You can see a little blue sky, right? Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. We live in a wonderful place. Very wonderful place. I don't like leaving it. I got a lot of things here to do. I'm focused on the up and coming biblical feasts that are coming up, and for me it's a time of fellowship and a time of reflection, because atonement comes up before everything else, and that's an interesting thing. I've seen it, the concept of the Day of Atonement, I've seen it paralleled and parroted in other religions too. there's a certain amount of introspection and reflection that happens when you harness the body and stop feeding it and stop being in a digestion cycle. Those little spider webs look like, they look like little cups. Isn't that cool? So when you stop worrying about what you will eat or drink, because that's, you see the Messiah talking about that a bit. It's a cool process because the process slows things down. You stop worrying about the cares of this world. All that stuff stops mattering as much. Oh boy, Zon's putting out his news and the pups were reading it. Chainsaws in the distance. A lot of work to get done before the up and coming feast. The guy came to work on the internet, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Night and day, like night and day. I don't know what to say other than it's amazing. The perspective shift, like, man, talking about hard work, like the uploading, trying to keep months ahead. It's been a chore. I won't be deceptive with that. It's been quite a chore, right? And the funnel has been dealing with the U of tubes and the upload speed. Well, thanks to most of y'all and some of the people that are just on YouTube, the people ran the saw loop enough to open up stuff. Well, it hasn't opened yet because it's under review, whatever that means. So hopefully that will make it so I can learn that side of the gun for my brother. That's why I want to do it. If you think it's because I want to be on live TV or live internet, then you don't know me, right? Not my thing, not my shtick. However, I will do what he wants me to do until he tells me I can hit the iPhone with a hammer. I know that this stuff that I've been through can give perspective to others. Some people will take what I say, sometimes just because my resume, right? Because I don't show that much of myself here for lots of reasons. It's not just OBSEC, bro, right? A certain amount of sanity. You see, when you're doing something that's outside your comfort zone, right? Something that has catastrophic ramifications, you have a tendency to be very cautious with it. It's like picking mushrooms or IDing plants, you know. Can your app tell me if that's foxglove or mullein? And people try to give advice on shit they don't know that's dangerous or incomplete. The problem is Westerners have shit for an attention span, and they blame shift, and it's a litigious society and all that. You know, people vent about what other people do in the firearms industry when they don't understand that's other people's livelihoods and jobs, right? It's their jobs, right? Is the system evil? Well, a lot of stuff's evil. I don't shop at Walmart. Do you think Walmart's righteous? Right? Some people boycott brands like Carhartt, right? Because they got woke. Okay, what's the alternative? Right? I mean, I have no problem, zero, like absolutely zero problem voting with dollars. I think that is an excellent strategy and holding true to oneself one's moral compass and convictions. I think that is an excellent exercise of one's rights. Absolutely. But it's always the Marshall shit where people emote. They emote in, oh, they shouldn't be training bad guys. You know how much of your tax dollars went towards training bad guys? How far you want to take that diagram, right? It's a blame shifting thing, right? It becomes a blame shifting thing. Or I had someone recently in the comments saying something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, oh, yeah, I like what you're saying, even if we believe differently. Well, why would you feel a need to bring belief differences into something that's not about belief? Unless that's you're a conflict junkie. I wouldn't know, nor was that the topic. You see what I mean? It's a wedge of division that someone's trying to do, or to inflate ego, or there's a million different motivational reasons. Only 7% comes true anyways, right? But the fact that they found it necessary enough to type it, right? That's why I foster and promote the repetition of thankfulness. Because it changes environments. The power of positive thinking in some self-help books. That's where he put that femur. I knew it. So Rummy hid this femur. And I looked for it. I couldn't find it. And now he just found it out of his stash. Come on, puppies. Hey. Come on, go. I was wondering where he put it. He's so happy. Come on. Big old elk femur. Yeah, I mean, I priced, I guess a couple weeks ago, I had my farm store debacle. They have an aisle that has a lot of dog treats and toys. And we go through quite a bit because, well, the pups and whatnot. And Zahn is a greedy little shit. And he will hide everything. He's the ultimate prepper dog, right? The hoarding prepper, yeah, that's Zahn. Before Rummy started finding some of Zahn's caches out here, he had caches that were years old of dried rodents all over the property. But Rummy and Simo have been sniffing them out. Come on, Guga. Hey, this way, come. Zahn. There's big goof. Hey. You know the unjust weights and measures of, oh, it's firearms, so you have to attach emotion to it. How dare they trade Antifa? Okay. You know there's cops that are dirty cops. You know there's army guys that are sociopaths. Right? It's like it's a blame shifting, virtue signaling game in a lot of respects rather than thankfulness. I'm thankful that there's still students willing to go through vetting, and I get to use my skill sets, my craft as an instructor. Being an instructor and a trainer is a professional skill set and a job, just like being a welder or a mechanic or a lawyer or a doctor, right? Or a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker, whatever, right? It's a job, it's a profession. Having a higher calling in your profession and service is something that a lot of people love to signal on, but haven't done, right? I can tell you, like this stuff with Grindstone Ministries and Caleb House, that is the pinnacle of what I see, the impactful stuff from Bear Independent and his people. That's the thing. That's the critical stuff. That's the vertical stuff. Pointing back to the Father and showing the blessings that happen because of obedience. That is the critical thing. That's it. That's the the mission, if you will. Now, task to maneuver units. Every unit's different. Everyone's been given different stuff. Some people drive the truck. Some people keep the phone lines open, right? Everyone has different parts in the body. And does the toe tell the eye that it's less or more important? You know? I mean, those parables you see, it's like, if things are a body, the pieces are important. They're functionally important. I have a desire to arm the saints, even if that's just reconfirmation of principles and precepts and layers that are in that word, so that you will dig, so that you will spend your time wisely, so you will avoid mistakes that I made on the path. You won't go barreling down like a bulldozer race car towards where the bridge is out. It's easy to do, and it can kill you. It can kill your spirit. The attitude of gratitude, being thankful, perpetuating thankfulness, perpetuating pointing up as the source of everything. Being thankful for all these wonderful things that even those of us that have made a lifetime of study still feel like a child when you really dive into the complexity. The important conversations. Getting together with like-minded people isn't, oh, you like to shoot, I like to shoot. No. Matter of fact, I'd rather shooting had nothing to do with it. I learn how to do that. I teach how to do that so people can consider the ant and consider the plant. So people will focus and spend time, leave off a D or an ing, or change the gamut to gambit, to anchor, to stop, to pause, to cause a take back, time and time again. Some things are worth relooking, some things are worth revisiting. Some things are just a damn waste of time because they make you feel good, right? Are you feeling good for the right reasons? That something as small as I found that rock and put the rock on the stump so I didn't hit it with my blade. The small victories. I posted a comment on Sister Kate's page. I like watching the stuff she shares from shofar from time to time. I see it, it comes up. I'm subscribed to her channel. That's Pastor Fox's wife, if those of you don't know. She has a YouTube channel. She had a picture of a watermelon, I think, a small one. It was delicious. You know, some of the strawberries here, like look at the strawberry. Right, when the strawberries come, they're like really tiny, but they're so full of flavor. So what I posted was a simple thank you, but the message of small victories. That's a principle I learned, I took away from the military, was small victories. When you're in times of trouble, times of chaos, or especially all the talking heads that talk about bad shit all the time, it is best to focus on your individual small victories. Small victories. I have happy, plain, healthy pups. That bear that's been hanging out in the area, I ain't run into him today. All right, there's a black bear that I think killed one of the fawns. I ran into him today. Didn't get into our trash. Now we keep our trash so it's hard for him to get to, right? Hey, hey, not too rough. They're playing. They love playing so rough. Well, we keep our trash where the bear has a hard time getting to it. Well, that's just good practices, right? Don't be where the crowds are. That's just good practices. But I'm thankful we ran into the bear today. I'm pretty sure he was hanging out last night based off of the reaction of the pups when we went out a couple times. Right? But the hair standing on the back of Remy and Zahn going, hey, something's going on. Right? But we haven't run into it. I haven't had to use the excellent medical kit that I bought for my pups on my pups yet. Those are thankfulness. I've got the opportunity to share with y'all. Have the opportunity to give some of the lessons I learned through blood, sweat, and tears to y'all. Right? But those wagons are being circled. The sphere of influence. Zahn! Nope! Is getting tighter and tighter. The dross is falling by the wayside. So, execute the task of attitude of gratitude. Go tell your significant other that you appreciate and love them. But more importantly than saying it, do something to show that you do. That's harder. I'm very hesitant to tell people I love them. I don't use that the same as other generations do. Maybe it's in my cultural upbringing. Maybe it's because I'm an asshole. I don't know. But to me, I've had too many people tell me they love me and stab me in the back. I would much rather show love by action. And I think that actions speak louder than words. So go put some action to your words, to your BFTs, the people you love, and do something loving for them, to them. Help them, lift them up, edify them. Sometimes give them correction, but do it out of love. Get out into the high mountains if you can. Find your small victories where you are if you can't, and carry your rucksacks, not feelings bags. Shalom.